Not only in Berlin, the whole border between the two German states is now massively reinforced to make it as impenetrable as the wall in Berlin. A death zone is constructed, tearing the two German nations apart. This village, split in the middle, is called Modlerreuth. The locals know it as Little Berlin.
For years, I've been watching this on this History Channel special that I've been showing students. This summer, the 2021 summer, I went to that town. Here's the rest of that story. Now that we're here, let's stop and get some breakfast, hearty breakfast, and then we'll start looking for the divided city. Hey, look at this. We must be getting close. This is a Soviet tank. But look over there. I think that's a guard tower. We must be on the east, looking back towards the west. Yep, that was a guard tower, all right. I was right. This marker marks the border of the Kingdom of Bavaria, and this marker shows the Deutsches Democratic Republic, which is the East German border. Now that we've made it to the tower, let's go ahead and go up inside it. Here I am inside the East German tower, looking at the neutral zone here. That fence is the east to my right. That wall to the left of it would be West Germany. And this is just all the way around. The floor doesn't look very stable, so I'm not going to stay here long. But you can see gun ports here, so they could open them up and shoot from them. Alright. And now I'm back down and I'm looking at a bunker. I'm going to take you inside. We'll look at the front door of it here. And then we'll look out the window, the view that the guards would have seen from the gun ports. What you're looking at now is the wall from the west side, and that sign tells the people that they're approaching the border. So this is on the west, looking at the wall. You can see the East German border post in there. So this is literally the wall. This is the no man's land in between. This would have been the area that from that tower or that tower, an East German would have been shot for trying to escape. And now I get to walk here freely. Still in between in no man's land here. This would have been what is the door that the East German soldiers would have used to go on the other side to the west side of the wall. However, they're still not in West Germany. There is a border pole right down there. You can see the wall and the pole. So there was a narrow space that the East Germans could still maintain the wall from outside while not being in West Germany. Only authorized personnel, of course, could use this door, and it was monitored, and then they would return back in, closing and securing the door. Okay, I am back. I'm now on the west side looking at that wall. There's that little tiny door right over there that we came through a few moments ago. This would have been the access road for the people on the west to walk and monitor, and also just to live their normal lives here in the west. Windmills added, of course, much later. So, you can see it's telling you that you're approaching the border. Acton, Akmide, Grense. And then here it's telling you a little bit about the border here at the museum land. We'll look at that later. The ducks hanging out. And this creek has been here forever. It's what was the natural divider of the village prior to the division between the nations.
Okay, I'm back. We're getting ready to go in the museum. You're going to see a lot of the old vehicles that were used by both the East Germans and on the west. That's a stone from the Berlin Wall right there that was brought here to the museum. You're about ready to see some pictures of vehicles used by the East and by the West, to include a helicopter and some police vehicles and customs and border patrol immigrations type people. Some of them are a little blurry, but it's the best I could do in this very poorly lit barn part of the museum. There's me standing there in front of an American Jeep. The Americans patrolled the west side of this town. That's a very nice little Soviet love seat, and you're about to see some short video clips that I recorded from a film they show at the museum. Once the wall came down, the East and West celebrated. They drank together, they celebrated together, they sang together, and life slowly would get back to normal after the construction of the wall was demolished, with portions of it left that later became the museum that we saw today. That's all I have. Let's get out of here on a train, get a bite to eat, get some rest. That's the end of this trip. Thank you for joining me on this trip, and remember, always live to travel and travel to learn.